Good day, and welcome to another episode of Liquid Health News. I am your host, Jefferson Nutt. And as always, there's just a lot of really crazy stuff going on out there in this world, and we just have to do what we can to stay safe. Again, the big three keys are, make sure that you do not, you have clean air, clean water, and clean food. Those are the three. And one of the reasons is, for example, we're finding out that the forever chemicals like PFAS, they can be found in the mother's breast milk, which means our kids are getting all these insane toxins as they're, trying to come into this world. It's really bad, really, really horrifying to find that out. And along the same lines, there's just a lot of ongoing issues with algae blooms, with listeria. Ryan, for example, he has Lyme disease and mold makes it worse. So there's really a lot of these different issues that are going on in this world. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today in this podcast, news that you can use, is how do you get past this once you're exposed to a toxic environment? How do you get past it? Well, the first step is you got to get out of that environment. And then after that, you want to do the three big keys: clean air, clean food, clean water. Get an air filter, get a water filter, make sure the food is clean. But also on top of that, you also want to move around just a little bit. Under the doctor's advice, of course. If you have swollen lymph glands and whatnot, make sure they're drained. But one of the things about getting the toxins out is that just the body, 70% water, it's like hydraulically based. And the only way you're going to get the water with all the toxins in it to get filtered is to push it through the liver, to push it through the spleen, to push it through the lymph nodes. You don't do that, and it's not going to get filtered. It's just going to sit there, and it's going to multiply, manifest, everything else. And I know sometimes moving is perhaps one of the hardest things to do, but there's a variety of techniques. You can even be sitting down. They have a little device that can be under the desk. It's made by onthemove.com. You can just sit and walk on it. Just pumping a little bit just moves the circulation of the blood and the water and the fluids and everything in the body, gets it through the filters, and then it will get that crap out of you. Once that crap's out of you, then the body can begin the very slow healing process. One of the things they don't talk about, and I learned this recently, is that, and somebody can correct me, I'm sure, but I think it was something like 8 years, is how long it takes before the muscle cells replace themselves. That means if the muscle cells have been damaged, it's going to sit there for like 8 years, like slightly damaged, not like it still kind of works. It's only slightly damaged, so the body keeps it. Now it's going to be creaking and squeaking and everything else for 8 years, up to 8 years. And that's the thing. You talk about the squeaky wheel. Well, what happens when you got a whole bottle of squeaky wheels? You end up with pain all over your body. And that's what some of us go through. And that's what I think doctors, it even came out recently that it was just absolutely crazy. And I knew something about it, but, the whole mold problem in India, well, it turns out, it's like they're doing it to themselves. They're absolutely doing it to themselves. So here's what happens, right? So the people there, they end up getting these random diseases like COVID, and it's the diabetes capital of the world. So that means everybody's eating way too much sugar. So mold really likes sugar. They just came out and they said it. Mold likes sugar. The mold is attracted to sugar. So when they use steroid to try to get people to beat the COVID, they boost the sugar levels to the maximum, which attracts the mold. And that just proves that if the body gets overwhelmed, other problems like high blood sugar becomes a vector to other problems and toxins like mold. They just came out and they said it. They just now, they came out and they said it. I just don't understand why. Anyway, so therein lies the plot, as I say. And this is what we got to deal with. This is what we got to fight through. And people, I don't know, man. So what can we do? What can we do? Well, we can come together. We can work with this foundation. We have the Biotoxin Foundation. We have Salt Care. That's another system that can help. You know, we can try to work through it and try to get through it. It's about the best we can do. All right. Contact us. We'll help. Thanks.